Hi everyone, so welcome back to Business Report Writing, and for today's lesson we have a letter of application. Before we start, let us have the learning outcomes. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to demonstrate proficiency and effectiveness in communication, either writing, speaking, and use of new technologies. So what is an application letter? Basically, an application letter is a sales letter wherein you are selling yourself in a way that you are writing and presenting your skills, your abilities, and services that you can offer to your prospective employer. Next one, a well-written application letter results in getting an interview, which may lead to employment. In other words, an application is a way or a key that can make or break your career. Next one, a letter of application may be solicited and unsolicited. When we say solicited, you are asking for something. So, a solicited application letter is written as an answer to an advertisement or a response. For example, you have seen a poster about job hiring of a company or an institution. Then, you're interested to that position. Now, magsusulat ka ng application letter para makapag-apply ka doon sa company with that specific position. Gets po? Next, unsolicited letter. It is written to a company in the hope that there might be a possible opening. In this kind of application letter, there is no assurance that there are vacancies in the company. So yun po yung pinagkaiba ng solicited and unsolicited. Ulitin ko po, when we say solicited application letter, it is a response or an answer to an advertisement. Ikaw yung mag-a-apply because nakita mo na nangangailangan yung company. May job hiring sila. While the unsolicited application letter, you are just writing personally to the company and hoping na matanggap ka because there is no assurance na may vacancy sa kanila. Gets po? Next, an application letter is also known as cover letter. Cover. So, para siyang, di ba, sa word na cover, pantakip or pantago. So, without even seeing the employee, the prospective employee, parang makikita niya na yung skills, abilities, and services na pwedeng mai-contribute ng employee sa kanyang business or company through writing the application letter, sa pagbabasa niya ng application letter ng employee. So, the document is sent with the resume to provide additional information about your skills and experience to the employer. So that's the purpose of an application letter. Here are the ABCD of an application letter. First, to write a solicited or an unsolicited application letter effectively, you must follow and observe the ABCD of an application letter. So A, we have attracting favorable attention. So in the first paragraph, to attract favorable attention, the applicant writes an introductory paragraph that has no eyesores, meaning walang grammatical error, walang mechanical error, and other errors sa inyong writing or document. Grammatical errors, of course, the grammar, the parallelism, the coherent, the mechanical errors are It includes the spacing, margins, capitalization, as well as the punctuations. Next, and that is emphatic, straightforward, and accurate. So in writing your application letter, ang first paragraph po ay dapat direct to the point. Hindi ka na magpapaligoy-ligoy. You just state your intention. So I am writing to you because I am interested to the vacant position in your company. So, ganun. Next, he informs the employer about how he learned about the job vacancy. So, after the first paragraph, I have learned from a magazine, from a newspaper, that you are in need of an accountant, of a clerk, what else? So those certain positions in the company. For the letter B, which is building interest and desire. On the second paragraph of the letter, so it must be interest arousing part of the body of the letter. So how can you arouse the employer's interest? Of course, by enumerating your characteristics that will qualify the position that you are applying for. So state nyo doon na you are good in oral and written communication, in assisting or dealing with clients or clientele. Next, you have to refrain from mentioning about the disqualification. Of course, kapag nagpapa-impress ka sa isang tao, syempre ang ipapakita mo is yung good qualities mo. Tama po? So hindi lang naman sa pag-a-apply sa application yan, sa job application ma-apply yan, di ba? So sa maraming bagay na dapat ang maging first impression sa'yo ng iyong magiging boss ay maganda. Because there is a saying that first impression lasts. Okay pa? Next. C, which is convincing the employer. On the third paragraph, you have to convince the employer by enumerating all other traits or the former processes which will set him from the will set you from the other applicants and will make you win the nod of the employer. So in this part, kailangan mong mapa-oo ang iyong employer or mapasang-ayon na tama, kailangan kong i-hire tong tao na to dahil siya yung may katangian na wala yung ibang employer ko. Para sa sa beauty contest or sa beauty pageants, di ba? What characteristic do you have that makes you different from the other contestants? So ganun. Sa letter mo, kailangan mong masagot yung tanong na yun. Paano ka naging unique? Ano yung pinagkaiba mo sa lahat ng applicant ng company or business na yun? So yun po. For letter C. Next is D, which is directing favorable action. On the fourth paragraph, it is the action directing part of the body. Here, the applicant mentions about his availability for an oral interview and qualifying examinations. He tells the employer to contact him through the telephone or the telegram or the email. So yun po. So you may, for further information regarding my skills and abilities, you may contact me at my number 0919-000-7594 or message me through my email. So you will give your employer or write your email on your letter. So that's how you direct an action. So I hope na-gets po yung A, B, C, D ng writing ng application letter. So let us have here solicit. So I have mentioned earlier that we have these two types of application letter, the solicited application letter and unsolicited application letter. So the word solicit is a verb. It is also a gerund, or the present participle is soliciting. So what does it mean? It means that you are asking or trying to obtain something from someone. You are asking for something, and you are approaching somebody with a request or a plea. Diba? In a solicited application letter, you are requesting to the company to hire you, to give time to interview you, to share your expertise, knowledge, and skills to them. So this is an example of a solicited application letter. Again, it is an answer or a response to an advertisement. You observe the whole letter. You can see there on the first paragraph, what? The attention you have to attract, di ba? I learned recently through a classified advertisement in one of the dailies that your educational institution is in need of English teachers in the forthcoming semester. Thus, I wrote you to signify my attention to teach full-time in school or to work in your company. So on the first paragraph, you can see there directly sinabi ng applicant kung saan niya nakita yung advertisement and ano yung gusto niyang apply-ang position. So ganyan po. Next part ng paragraph ay, ayan na. Nag-enumerate na siya ng kanyang qualification. A graduate, o kailan siya graduate, ano ang undergraduate niya or bachelor's degree. And then, nag-pursue ba siya ng graduate studies? Next, yung citizenship. Yan. The health status. And enumerating the characteristics and the traits. So in addition, the enclosed personal resume and transcript of records provide more particulars regarding my personality, employment history, educational background, and other qualifications. On the last paragraph here, should you consider me worthy to be one of your prospective employer or members of the staff? So you may contact me at cell phone number, write the number, and or at my email address. I am readily available for an oral interview and a written examination at your utmost convenience. So very truly yours, your name as an applicant. So that's a solicited application letter. Next, the unsolicited application letter, which is you are writing, hoping to get or that there are possible opening or job hiring. So here in that, the same with solicited application letter. Ganun din naman po yung way of writing. Ang pinagkaiba lang nila, ang solicited response dahil sure ka na may a-applyan kang position, while unsolicited, no assurance po ito na you're just trying, diba, to sell yourself to your prospective employer. So, did you understand po? Moving on to the next lesson, which is resume. So what is a resume? First, it is also known as the curriculum vitae. If you are familiar with the term curriculum vitae, it is the resume itself. Next, a resume is a clear, concise, written summary of your experiences, trainings, education, and other qualifications. So The same with an application letter, it is one of the single best factor that will determine whether you will get the job or not. Lastly, so resume combined with the application letter are the master keys to opening the prospective employer's mind and door so that you can proceed to the next step in the process, the big interview. Both application and resume are come together as always po yun. If you will send an application letter, of course, you have to attach your resume. If you have your resume, you have to send also your application letter. So here are types of resume. We have the functional resume. It helps transform unrelated experiences into a logical background. If your career history is scattered, for example, 2 years you have worked in an social development company or institution. Then after 2 years, you have transferred into a teaching institution. Next to that, you went to a bank. So your career history is scattered. So hindi siya dire-diretso na yun lang yung naging work mo or experience mo. So a functional resume will help you arrange or your career history. Okay? Arrange it logically. So next to that, we have chronological resume. From the term chrono, so chrono means time, chronological. It is most useful if your experience is mainly in one field and you have progressed in it quite steadily. So it can be applied best when you have one career experience. Yung focus ng career mo or experience mo ay iisa lang. For example, in teaching. So, since nag-work ka, teacher ka or nagtuturo ka, until the present time or such time na mag-apply ka ng panibagong institution or business or company, then yun pa rin yung naging focus ng field mo. On the other hand, you are an accountant, office admin, else, manager. So kung yung field, isang field lang na yon yung tinatahak mo, simula nung nagtrabaho ka hanggang sa mag-a-apply ka na sa bagong institution or company, then you might use chronological resume. So dito may papakita yung progress, yung process, yung year, di ba? Or yung employer, past employers mo. Next, we have also functional and chronological resume. So combined functional and chronological resume. So flaunts your relevant skills at the same time shows your previous employment record. So this format is advisable if your employment history is quite solid, although it does not show consistent development or concentration in one field. So in this combined functional and chronological resume, may papakita mo at the same time yung kung saan ka, ano yung mga company or institution na pinagtrabahuhan mo and ano yung mga naging tasks na ginawa mo doon sa previous works mo. So, yun po siya. Although hindi siya, kagaya nga dito, hindi siya consistent dahil it's either napunta ka sa bangko, nagturo ka, and then naging manager ka. Yung experience mo, your employment history mo is may solid pa rin dahil madami kang na-experience sa iba't ibang field ng work. So, yun po. Do not forget the types of resume. We have functional resume and then chronological resume. So that ends my presentation. Goodbye, everyone. Until then. Bye.